Hello there, it's Karen here from Turquoise Treasures and welcome back to my channel and a really big welcome to my new subscribers. I've had quite a few recently, which is lovely. So I'm going to be continuing working on my wedding journal today and putting together the signatures. So I've got all my digitals printed off here. This is that one that I haven't shown you before. I had the two I showed you the two digitals previously that I'd chosen to put in my journal, which was one from Liana Scrap and from Janie B, which I'll just quickly show you in a moment again. Then I went away and found another one. I can't help myself. I found another digital kit by Calico Collage, and this one's called Love Story. And I'll just quickly show them to you. These are the two I've picked out to go in the signature, which is why I've got them separated out. So I'll come back to those. It's quite a big kit, and I haven't printed absolutely everything. I've printed a fair bit of it because I might use it to do some collaging, but also there is a chance that I'll have another wedding journal to do later in the year, as there's a girl I used to work with has recently got engaged, and I think she would absolutely love a journal, so I may well do one for her. So this may come in for that as well. So I'll just quickly show you this. It's a lovely kit. It's not too different from the others. I'm trying to get kits that will coordinate to a certain extent, or you know, won't clash too horribly. So and as you can see, my they print out sometimes. My printer prints things slightly skew width. Sometimes I've had to print things borderless. I can print them borderless some of the time, but sometimes it cuts off too much, so then I have to keep changing how I my print settings. So sometimes I get a bit of a border at one side. This one has been printed with borders, so it's got a little border all the way round. They just vary. So these are just, I'll just quickly go through. So it's a lovely kit, but I couldn't use it all. It's got quite a, I think, quite a 50s vibe to it. So there's like some florals in there. This is more of a collagey page. In fact, the second time I've printed this, I've already done some collaging with this page, which you may see later on in this video. Depends how long it takes me to get the signature done. So there's some banners on this one. This one I really like. I did. So this is the wedding march. It's Here Comes the Bride, the wedding march. And what she's done, I think her name's on here, Norella. She's also used this music and then interposed some more pictures, which I really like, because I'm going to use that as one of my signature pages. But I really like this. Again, this is the second time I've printed this page because I've used it in some collaging already. And this is just another one with there's quite a few pictures of brides in frames and that kind of thing. And there's the frame just empty, and some doves, more doves with some journaling. So that'll be quite handy. Sorry, a bit croaky this morning. I've got a glass of water if I really get too bad. I could use some of this for backing journaling cards and things like that, so I may well do that. This is some images that I've just printed on. This is just printed onto copy paper because I can probably cut these out and stick them onto tags or journal cards, so I didn't really want them too thick. But these are the ephemera, which I have printed on to 160 GSM cardstock, so they're quite nice and sturdy. So there's some tags. That's an envelope, or is it? No, it looks like a what do they call it? A little pocket, money pocket thingy. I can't remember what they call it. Not entirely sure. That looks like some sort of pocket. And a few words here. I really like that image actually. Some journaling cards and an envelope there. So that's all of that kit. As I say, there are a few more pieces that I haven't printed, but I thought I didn't really need everything. I just printed it off really to show you guys. And then this is the Liana Scrap Wedding Bliss, and these are ones I've picked out for my signature, so I'll show you those in a moment, and I think you've seen most of these already. And then this is the last one, which is from Janie B Journals, and that's just called the Wedding Kit, and I've picked out a few pages from that as well. But this has also got a lot of ephemera in this kit, which is lovely. So I have already backed and cut out most of the tags, and I won't be working on those today. And there's a few more things to be cut out here. There's quite a lot of ephemera in this kit. I've still got a bit of fussy cutting to do. So I will just put that aside. I was just going to talk about that one in a moment as well. Okay, so these are the ones I've picked out for my signature. This one is, I just love this page. I think it's just so beautiful. So, and I have backed all the ones that I'm using. I have backed with either one of the backing pages from the kit itself. As you can see, I've also used some lacy digitals from my own kits. Well, not really kits, they're just a few laces that I have scanned and used as backing. So there's that one. That's another lovely one. This is from the kit, just little floral, very delicate. Because we don't really know what colour scheme is going to be used in this for this wedding, I'm going to be using all colours. So this has got quite a bit of blue, sort of light lavendery bluey colours. There's pinks, there's peachy colours, and this is green, so a really nice green. And I think this one I used a kind of quite a delicate backing page from Roxy Creations Pink and Green kit. It's a kit I've used quite a bit. It's very versatile. I think that's what I've used to back this one. But this one is from this kit. Now this one I think I'm going to use as my middle page, because it would look odd folded in half, I think, and I think it makes a nice centre page. But as you can see, it's slightly off centre. With the picture itself is slightly off centre, so you've got a wider bit here than here, and I thought that looked a bit odd. And I had already printed one that didn't come out right, and I lost the corner, so I tried cutting that piece off to centralise the picture. But when you fold it in half, which you would have to do to put it in the middle, the poor groom gets kind of folded in half, and I wasn't sure I liked that look. So I've decided to go with it in full size. So, and I backed it with this, again this is from the kit, this is like a green lace, which is a bit unusual, rather nice. So if I just fold that, hopefully the groom won't have been cut in half. I haven't actually tried this, I'm just hoping that he'll be. So just down his arm rather than down the middle of him, which the other one did. So I think that's probably a bit better. And then what I can do is I'll probably put some lace or something down here, or even a little tuck, maybe a little side tuck or something, just to cover up the fact that it's slightly off centre there. So that's that. So that's those ones. That's 4. And then the Liana scrap kit, I'll be using quite a few of. I think I've got 6 picked out here. This one is really pretty. I've already folded that just to see how it looks, and that's all been backed. And I've got to decide on the order of them. And then there's this one, which I've backed on there, and that actually has been backed with the matching. Quite a few of these ones have got like a matching backing paper, but I didn't print them all on their own matching backing. I mixed and matched them a bit, but this one I did print on its matching one. Then there's this one, printed on there. This is a really pretty kit. Again, it was quite hard to choose, and this one I just actually thought I'd use one of the backing papers, because actually you can see this one really would be quite nice backed onto there, but I just thought it'd be quite nice to have one or two less decorated pages in the kit, in the journal. So I've just used that, and then I've printed some lace on the back, so it's more of a a more neutral page. Every now and again you need a quieter page, because then you can decorate it yourself and stick things on it. And then there's this one, which I'm thinking I might. No, I will do it that way. I will do it that way. And that's backed onto there. Then you've got some nice images at the back of the journal as well, haven't you? Alright, that one. And then there's this one. I had to print this one twice because I realised when I went to go through them, I printed the back one on back upside down. So I've got another one, a spare one of those to use in collaging. I think I've got so many in the pages that either didn't print out very well or that I'm not going to get to use. I've got enough to do, enough collaging probably for half a dozen journals. Okay, so that's the Liana Scraps pages, and then these are the couple that I picked out from the Calico Collage kit. So there's the Wedding March music with the bride and the roses and the doves feature quite a lot, which I like. And then this is backed with a bit of a journaling page. So I'll just fold that in half. Okay, and then this one is the other one I chose because I really like this rose and the wedding rings. I thought that was rather nice. And sometimes I don't want too many of these sort of wedding bride images because I think it can be a bit too much. Some of the kits just had a bit too much of that. I wanted to keep it a little bit more neutral. The only sad bit was I lost a little bit of the rose on the printing, but I decided not to reprint this one in the end. And that's backed onto a lacy digital of mine. And so some of them will be a bit smaller where I've had to trim them off. Well, quite a few of them had to be trimmed a little bit, just because of the way they're printed. Either my printer has fed them in a bit skewy, so I've had to trim off bits all around, or I've had to make them a bit smaller to get the picture in. So that's really lovely, isn't it? So now I've got to decide the order. I might put in a couple of my avocado dyed papers as well, which are pink, obviously. It depends on, not that one. It depends on how it feels. I didn't want to make this I didn't want too many pages in this, because by the time you start adding pockets and all sorts of stuff, it gets very chunky. So I want to kind of try and be a little bit, keep it a bit smaller. You saw, if you watch my sewing journal, you can see, well, you haven't seen the final one yet, and it's chunky. It's really chunky by the end. I had to take things out. Right, so I've got to try and find a nice order for these pages. So I know which one's going in the middle, which is this one, yes. So that's the middle. And it's just finding some that go with that. I'll put that in there. Yeah. That'll go well with that. That's really quite white, isn't it? Maybe not quite. Oh no, don't those two together, do we? Okay. Put the green one in. Yep. Oh, I haven't got any of these in yet, have I? That can go in there. Oh, I want... Yep, that'll be alright. Yeah, that will go there. That one. And this one, I think. They're all sticking out all over the place. That's because some of them have been trimmed a bit. That one. No. This one, I think. And this one. I think that will be okay. So, alright, so that's the signature. Of course, it may well change, but it already has got quite a bit in there, and I don't know if I need to put any of my pink ones in. I might. I'll have to think about that. But what I do want to do is also on the outside of the signature, on the first page, I want to take from this Stamperia kit pad, because it's just so gorgeous. I've been umming and ahhing about which one to use. I think I'm going to use this to save the day. It has got this on the other side, but that's going to get covered up. So I was a bit worried, thinking about that. I've got a plan for this page, which is quite exciting. I'm going to do that at some point soon. This was the other option that I could have done. Put that across there, and that would work as well. And if I had room, I'd put that in as well. But I think it's going to be too thick to have too many of these pages, even though they're absolutely gorgeous, and it's quite hard to choose. And there's and this was my other possibility for the front page as well. But I just quite like this idea of save the date as the opening page of the journal. So I think I'm going to stick with plan A and use this, and hopefully I'll have a use for some of these other pages as well as we go through. I want to make a few different things to pockets and stuff like that. I don't know how I'll get on, but so I'm going to cut this down. I'm going to keep for the full width and see how it looks, but I'm going to cut it down to 8 1/4 to be the same height as this, but I want it to be just a little bit wider so that it encompasses the rest of the signature. But if it's too wide, I'll just trim it down a little. Just get my trimmer. And trim it at... I know I'm doing my trimming upside down, but I'm left-handed, so it's all got to go in the wrong way round. Well, it might look the wrong way round to you. Right. Right. 8 1/4, I think we said. I wrote it down somewhere. Yeah, 8 1/4. Okay, so that's the height. Okay, and I've got this piece to maybe do something with, who knows. So, I'm just wondering, do I want... It'll only be a fraction if I do trim it, so I will fold it. Maybe I'll score it first. Just bought myself a new little mini scorer, because I've got this gigantic one which actually fits an A3 page, which is huge, and it barely fits on my desk. So I thought I really need just a little one for these sort of jobs. Now it's got to go that way, hasn't it? So I'm going to score it at 6. Ooh. First challenge, get it out of its holder. Get the scorer out. Okay. Score it at 6 because it's full width. Oh, that wasn't good. Pressed too hard. Well, that's a lesson learned. It's a bit pointy, this one. teach me to use a new thing on camera, won't it? And mess it up, but hopefully it'll be about. It might have been roughly the right place for a when the signature goes in. Now that hasn't, for some reason, I've got a little hangover, so I'll just trim that off. I never have a great deal of success with scoring things. I don't know why, but it's fine. I'll just trim that off, and we're good to go. Right. Oop, she says, and then what have I done? Didn't catch it properly, did I? Right, even though I meant to keep it at full width, I think I've ended up trimming it anyway, but it doesn't matter. It looks, actually, it really, this actually looks much better cut down like that. You can really see it. I've got that on the inside, so let's see how it fits here. I'm hoping I could have kept it at 12. If I'd folded it properly, but it's okay. I think I might have to trim some of these a bit. Which one is sticking out? That one is sticking out a little bit, and that's the middle one, so it's not entirely surprising. So I'll just trim that a touch. Let's see what else we've got. See how everything else looks. Okay, has it caught it? Yes. Whoop. There we go. Let's see how that one looks now. That was the one that was sticking out the most. So there we are, that's not too bad. There we go, we have a signature. Now one of the things I thought I might do is in here, I felt like doing, this is actually quite in your face, this page, isn't it? So I think possibly covering that up isn't such a terrible idea. I wanted to do a big pocket here and put a journaling card because it's nice, you know, it's fairly strong. And also use some of this paper as well to do that. I don't really have a plan particularly to do it, but I thought I might try. I'm sure I saw it somewhere. I saw somebody had a big pocket on the first page, and I thought, well, I'll have to look at that. No idea where I saw it. Watched so many videos. So I would like something. Let's see. Well, I know I did see a really, so that's quite pretty for a pocket, but I think I want something a little less busy. And I was wondering about the back of this. Let's have a look. This page. And I do like the music, but I love that. And I thought if I did it that way, you could get the lace going along the side, maybe. Something like that. I know then we've got words going this way a little bit, but actually not an awful lot of it because I did it right to the edge there. Where's my pencil? Have I got a pencil? No. No pencil in view. Just one moment to see if I can find one, just so I can mark it. Oh, there we are. Okay. I suppose I better just check that there isn't another page. I'll know better. I don't think there is. all these gorgeous tags. I mean, I've got clearly going to do a lot of fussy cutting from this pad as well. So there is this, but I think that's really pretty as well. But no, I don't think that's quite right. And there's that. That's very, very neutral. That one. It's pretty as well. I don't know about that page. I think that's meant to be. Not sure what that's meant to be. Wedding dress, wedding veil. Not sure. Anyway. That's a nice piece. I can use that. I think I've got something I can use that for as well. And then there's all these that need to be fussy cut, which are gorgeous. And I might be able to use some of these on that front page. Right. No, I think I'm sticking with plan A again. But you have to just check that there isn't another piece that works better. Right. Okay. I'm just going to mark where I want to cut that. So I don't want it to be absolutely right up to the inside. So there's the middle. Cut it about there. Let's see how that looks. Okay. And then, where's it gone? I think I need to just bring it in a little from the top. So you can see it's a pocket. Maybe just a touch, like that. Some nice pieces here. That'll make a nice journaling card, or maybe, or I don't know what it may. Anyway. So I think that will make quite a nice pocket there. I think what I'm going to do is I want to sew round this. I won't sew it to this because I don't think I'll be able to get it through my machine that way. It's just too wide there. But I'd like to have this bit of a sewing around the edge, so I'm just going to do that off camera, and then I'll be right back. Right, I'm back, and I've just sewn all around. Just did a zigzag, just ran the 3 sides and a straight stitch along here because that's I don't want to go over the lace. I want the lace to really stand out, so I just did a little edge stitch along there to keep it going round, and it will look like it's been sewn on here, I hope. And I want to also do a little clip out of the side to show that it's a pocket. Try and do it somewhat in the middle as best I can. Just try and look to see if it's roughly in the middle. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that's about right. Just count the pieces of lace, just get an idea of where I am. If it's in the middle. And then I think I'm just going to ink around the edge a little, just lightly, just to define it. So I sewed first and clipped afterwards, rather than clipping first and then having to try and sew round the shape. A bit easier that way. If any of you watched any of my videos, you can see I don't go round these areas terribly successfully. So that seemed to make more sense to try and do it afterwards. Okay, so that will go on here. So I'm just going to glue that on and make it into a nice pocket, I think. And then we'll have to make a nice big journaling card to pop in there. Bit of lace sticking out, it'll be good. So if any of you have, if you've watched any of my previous videos from last year, you might remember that I mentioned I might be having some shoulder surgery in this month. Was the idea. That was before everything went crazy here and we went into lockdown and the virus just got out of control. So I have I've had a conversation with my surgeon this week, and he's saying it's more likely now to be the summer, which is not unexpected. I think that's pretty much, well, I sort of hoped it might be late spring, but summer works for me as well. I'll just have to wait a bit longer and nurse my shoulder a bit along a bit further. And so I will be out of action for quite a few weeks, I think, after that. Because they're going to have to, well, they're not sure exactly what they're going to do, but I had a shoulder replacement 25 years ago, which is now pretty much worn away. And there's not much bone left in my socket. Well, not much socket left, so they're going to have to do a bit of reconstruction around there, I think. But it will be good to get that done. Glue along here. Yeah, very nice man, the surgeon. He was very good. I had quite a lot of questions I wanted to ask him, and he was very obliging. He didn't try and palm me off or anything. He was very, very nice. Explained everything. It all sounds a little bit scary, but it's got to be good to get it done. And he did seem to indicate that he felt there was it needed to be done pretty soon. So I'm hoping it will at least be this year. Now if I line that up, that'd be better if I line it up the front there, I think. That's where it needs to really match. Okay. There. There. Oops. I'm wondering if this will be strong enough with the art glitter glue, whether I'll need to use the Fabri-Tac. It's just getting it to stay in place, and then maybe it'll be okay. It's quite a big piece to get it to stick all at once. So what I might do, I wonder if I've got something I can put on it. I can put a heavy book on it. One of these are children's encyclopedias that I probably mentioned in one of my recent videos. So if I put it on like that, well, I'll move it over out the way, I think. Hopefully that will just hold it down enough for the art glitter glue to grab. Just check it's still in the right place. Yeah, just about. Okay. I may have to trim it if it's not quite lined up. Right, so while that's drying, I thought the other thing I might do is just make a start on cutting up some pockets and things. Just one moment. So I think I've shown you this before. Well, I have definitely shown you this before. This was an idea I saw on Scrapbooking with Me before Christmas, and she did it. I think she did it with some scrapbooking paper. I think she did it. It's just using a magazine to collage in, and I've seen Gail do it with a book. but I like the idea of the magazine. Well, I hadn't seen the book idea, I just saw this one. I did it with some Christmas papers, as you can see, because that was what I was about to work on when I saw the video. She wasn't doing it for Christmas, I don't think. And so you can see I've still got a few that I haven't used, of Christmassy ones. I haven't done the backing on them yet. I've just done one side so far. And these are all the Christmassy ones, which I may get to use next year. I can get going. I love these. These are all the wallpapers from Lorna at Tailor-Made Journals. Isn't that gorgeous? Anyway, Christmas is gone. Oh, another one. Okay, but I did do a couple of wedding ones. So, and I thought just to save time, I have also backed these. I haven't backed the kitchen, that's why I'm reading that. The Christmas ones I haven't backed, but I have backed these, so I'm going to just cut them out and try not to, because what I don't want to do is have all the other pages falling out as I cut this one out. So I'm going to try, see what's the best way to get it out. I might see if I can just tear it. Oh yeah, it's tearing. I may find that some of the back pages will start falling out at some stage, but so that's one. And I've done a second one. I may end up doing some more. Oops. Oh, a bit too gluey that one. Never mind. But one thing I would suggest if you want to do something like this, and it's really quite handy because it keeps it all together, and you can do it for different themes, and you can just go back. Like next year I'll be able to go back and I've still got some Christmas ones to use. You could do some really neutral ones that you can use for, sort of decorate up for anything. But if when you're choosing your magazine to use, and I had to look at quite a few, try and find one that opens flat like that, because I did find that quite a lot. I don't know if I've got one here I can show you to demonstrate what I mean. I don't know if this one is, probably this one will be alright, I don't know. I should have found. Sometimes, this one's not too bad actually. That's because I've torn a load of it out. But sometimes you'll find that the spine, or the bit in the middle, is quite stuck together. So they don't open right out. They kind of, and as you go through, they'll probably be harder and harder to work in because they get stick too much together in the middle. Anyway, I won't try and find another one, but that, if you can see what I mean, you may find that when you open it out, you want this to be able to nice and flat, then it's easy to collage and it's easy to remove as well. That's the idea. So I'm just going to try and tear this one out now, and then we can start cutting it into journaling cards, or pockets is what I really think I want to start with. I want to start making some pockets first. So it can be a bit tricky to know how to start, because I do like corner pockets, so I might do something like that, and then yeah, okay, what I might do, I don't know how this is going to work out, and I may end up having to do lots more collaging if I end up messing this up. Let's just trim that off for a start. Just trim the top first. They're all a little bit jagged along the edge, so I'll just trim off the top first, and then trim that down the side. Okay. And I think, right, now, my thought is if I trim that off, then I've got that to use as a tag or a side tack or something like that. Okay, so that's, because always when I've done corner pockets before, I've always just gone straight across like that, made a triangle. But I have seen other people go up a bit and then across, and I think that's better because it gives it a little bit more room for the whatever you put in it to sit. So I'm going to try that. Right, how does that look? Oh well, let's go for it. To cut that, it's not quite. Whoop. Not quite gone to the end. It's quite an old trimmer, this. I did buy a new one, but I've gone back to this old friend. So that goes like that. Now let's just see how wide is that. So that's 5.5-ish. I wonder if that's going to be a bit too big for my journal. We will have a look. Put that in. Oh, sorry, probably off camera now. Hope you can see that. Everything's showing to one side. So I want to just see if that will fit nicely in the journal. I think it would. I might just make it a touch smaller. Yeah, I might just trim it a bit. So it's not too close to the join. It's be about 5.25, I guess. Okay. That's a bit jaggedy as well. It's not too bad. I think it'll be okay. Right, so that's one. And what I really want to do is have one going the other way now. So I could, if I did it like that. I'm going that way. Then I'll end up with a weird triangle shape, won't I? I suppose you could use that as a pocket almost. Put something going in that side. Well, you never know. Might try and do something different with that. I just want to get these corner pockets done. Okay. And then we have a journal card. That's quite nice. Right, and so where's my pencil? Right. I'm sure there's an easier way of doing this, but this is my cobbled way of doing things. Don't even know what. Oh, there's my mark. There it is. The corner. Turn that way. I've lost most of my rows, haven't I? Never mind. I'm going to be decorating it anyway, and then I'll just trim it off. About there. Whoop. There we go. Okay, so that's that pocket. Let's see what we've got. So we've got that and that. So they can be decorated. I'll probably sew around them. And they can be decorated up. That's upside down. That's Oh well, nobody will. Once it's decorated, nobody will notice. Now I'm wondering what I can do, whether I can do something a bit unusual, maybe. But if I was to put that on a pot there, then I wonder if you could sort of put a little something in there, and a little something. It's not going to be very, maybe a tag would go in like that, might be. You never know. Sometimes you get new ideas just by accident sometimes. Well, you never know, I might be able to just pop a few, do something with that. Different. So I've got those, and I've got this, which I might cut into. That could be quite a nice starter for a belly band. And then I'd decorate it up, or a side tuck. So, or maybe it'd be better that way around. Got a bit more interesting. Does that look straight? Not sure that's straight. May have to trim it up a bit. It's quite wide. No, I think I'll do it into 2 tags. On reflection, I'll come back and think about my belly band at another time. I just don't think this is quite straight, but I'll cut it in half and then see what we've got. Do it about there. Doesn't have to be exact. No, I don't think that's. I think that's a bit out. I'm going to do it with my other trimmer. It's a bit easier. Use my little one. It's easier with these smaller things. No, is that right? That's straight. Oop. Okay. Trim that a little bit. A bit raggedy. Okay, that's one tag. I don't think this one's straight either. I think it's because it's where it's come out of the magazine. Okay. Whoop. I think that's a bit better. A couple of potential tags there. Right. Get rid of the debris. I don't know if we'll have time to do any decorating today. Time just gets away from me when I'm doing these things. Try and keep a little bit of a clear space. Right, so there's this one. Just trying to think where's best to cut. To make No, not that one. Sorry. Keep swapping trimmers. It can be a bit tricky to know where's the best place to cut some of these. I'm thinking pockets, aren't I? Think pockets. Okay. I really want the Here Comes the Bride as a pocket. I'll have to cut that down. cut down there. Would that be long enough now for a belly band? Have I left myself enough? No, not quite. Never mind. So let's have a think. Cut that down the middle. And I'll have a little mini tag there and a pocket, I think. So that'll be a little tag. This will be a pocket. Just trim it up. Do a little bit of, there may be a few bits coming up that need a bit of sticking. Okay. Right, so that's one. And if I do one like that, a smaller one, and then that will be a potential journaling card. I don't know, I'm making it up. This might be a corner tuck, I don't know. Don't want them all the same. To mix it up a bit. Be creative. Right, so I'm going to cut that here for a little tag. And I'm going to end up with an odd bit here, but never mind. And just tidy up the bottom of this. Probably could have made this a bit wider actually. I possibly over trimmed it, but never mind. Okay, I have a selection of shapes and sizes, and now I need to find some way of using them, I think. So, don't know about that. May not be able to use that piece. I'm probably going to want to make some bigger tags at some point, but I have got tags in the ephemera. Two kits have got tags in the ephemera, which is why I'm not worrying too much making tags at the moment. It's the pockets that I always find I need to make, and I do want to make some pockets out of book pages as well, perhaps some layered pockets and things. Haven't quite decided. I'm a bit all over the place at the moment, trying to decide what I need to do next. So there we are, that's a pocket. I've got a couple of tags, or side tucks, who knows. I've got that pocket, where's the others gone? And that one. And that weird and wonderful thing that I may make into a double pocket, possibly. I think what I'll do after the end of the video is I should probably sew around all of these, and then they start to look a bit more finished. That's definitely maybe a pocket. Yeah, I think that'll probably be a pocket. It's quite pretty it is. I'll probably put some lace on it. Well, I'll probably put lace on everything because that's what this journal's all about, really, isn't it? Ooh, that needs a bit of a trim off the side. Okay. Just trim that there. Alright. So there we are. We have a little starter kit of pockets and bits and pieces. And some things which I don't know what I'm going to use them for. That could be a tuck, corner tuck of some sort. That's a pocket, I think. So it should be all right. That may end up as a journaling card. I mean, they're all backed, so they can double up as journaling cards or pockets, depending on what I need when the time comes. We'll just quickly check on my big pocket, see if it's stuck down nicely. So there we are. So something obviously quite big is going to go in there. That'd be quite nice. Right, so there we are. We have a signature. There's the rest of it. Let's put that inside. I don't know if I'll sew that in quite yet, and I don't think I'm going to do it on camera. I haven't had a great success rate of doing that on camera, so I don't think I'll be doing it this time. Right, so there we are. Thank you very much for joining me. If you like this video, please give me a like and subscribe, and I'll be with you again very soon with a bit more work on this journal. I don't know what I'm going to do next. I feel like I've got so many things I want to make, I don't know what to do first. But I think I'll be making snippets and that kind of thing, and clusters and things with fabrics and laces. That's my, well, I can't say my plan. That's my idea that I might do next. Okay, thank you very much for joining me. Bye for now.